There are not many people around like Joseph.
The opportunity to be involved in projects that I really do believe make a difference in the lives of kids.
That was just so eye-opening to see how poorly some people have to suffer.
A hardened group of firefighters. There wasn't a dry eye in the group.
Everybody that goes comes back different. Nobody comes back the same.
The true mark of your character isn't what you do for yours, it's what you do for others. To me, that is definitely an attribute or characteristic of a hero.
About 15 years ago, we had to identify some gaps, how to reach men of color that come from a marginalized population that were at risk. And that population was usually those that are transitioning out of prison systems, street life, gang affiliation, or just unhealthy lifestyles, period. I had children that fell into the criteria, that were either caught up in street life, gang activity. So how can we design an organization or a program that will be able to get men to come in and really address some of the traumatic experiences that they've gone through? The recidivism number that we have at 5% right now is due to they come based upon wanting to change their life on their own, really doing some inventory and assessment within themselves of how do they elevate on a more positive level. Because my men were dying. I'm gonna get emotional. Because when I look at Mike Jerry and Nathan Pickens and even my own children and just see that the system has failed these men of color. And they have not been able to provide a system that would be conducive to get them to come back on track. And that was part of the foundation of creating the Peace Circle model to help us communicate with one another, to help us deal with conflict, how do we make decisions, really process some of the emotions that we go through. But the important thing is how do we reframe, how do we rewrite? Today is our first annual Men's Health Alliance Mosaic Tournament. We have 5 barbershops in the city of Worcester that are part of our pilot program on how to get men to access health care, going to doctors. For every person that just about walked through the door, players that have signed up, they've actually, with no hesitation, sat down, got their blood pressure taken, they've asked the questions. There's been one barbershop that said none of their players have doctors or health insurance. How can we help them?
Brenda has guided me and been a real mentor the last 2 years. I've come a long way because of her. She's been helping me get my life on track. Anytime I need anything, or I'm feeling down, out, or I need help with job, resumes, and stuff like that, she's always there.
I met a lot of individuals that come out of jail and they keep doing the same thing, and to tell them that there's a place where everything can stop, and go to. I think that's very good.
Brothers go there and they kind of, just vent, and it helps you stay straight, at least for that day. So I tell people all the time I'm in recovery, not from an addiction, but recovery from a lifestyle. So once you realize that crime is not an option, then you're on the right path. And that's the place where I'm at now.
I started volunteering at the YMCA. I started cleaning the park, helping out with events at the YMCA. Basketball leagues I had, volunteering my time, did everything I can do to prove that I'm a changed person. Brenda was like, I got a position available open doing men's health work, and I needed another CHW to go in these shelters and explain what I was doing as far as getting men and women to go to the doctors. And so that's how I really started understanding that the Mosaic program does work.
It's not acceptable to let anybody go back. Sometimes we go through things, and we generally let people go through what they gotta go through, let them grow personally, but we never give up, and we'll never surrender on anybody that comes through our door.
And all of us come from the streets, all of us have a background, all of us have a story to tell, It's signs of struggle in turning your life around.
She has talent, she has energy, and she uses that almost exclusively to help other people. The neat thing about Brenda is that she makes you feel good about joining her.
No matter what happens in my life, she's never judged me, not once. I come through those doors and she greets me with open arms.
Give them hope, give them love, get them belief, and show that they have the ability not just to rehabilitate, but to integrate into a community that says that they cannot. And we've proven that they can do this.
It's about 30% of our congregation that has gone to a developing world trip with us. We actually have a partnership now for about 2 or 3 years with a church in Maysad, Haiti. And when the earthquake occurred, we had to ask ourselves a hard question about providing relief in Port-au-Prince or sticking with our original intention in Maysad, Haiti. What happens in Port-au-Prince affects the whole country, and with Port-au-Prince getting all of the attention, the people in Maysad were feeling left out.
Before the earthquake, it was bad. To tell you the truth, the Haiti that I know when I was a kid, it's not that Haiti anymore. It's going bad to worse.
I joined the Belmont Street Baptist missionary team a month before the trip left, and we had to raise $1,200 each. And people were surprised that I went because I had so little time to raise so much money, and I raised enough money with a couple weeks to spare.
I feel the need to go back to help the Haitian people, my people, because I remember when I was a kid, missionary used to come from here to go and help. When I come here, I see the life. I have a better life, and lucky and humble at the same time to go down to help.
So we just look for little niches that we can meet based on the people that are going.
We had gone to a feeding center and we were going to meet with all the children there. They maybe feed a couple hundred. We were going to give the kids a lesson and do a craft with them and help feed them.
When I was teaching them about women's health issues, and they kept asking questions, they want so much. They want to learn, and it's so basic. I feel like as a Haitian, it's my responsibility to help them because they're American when they go down there. So I want them to be healthy and safe and protected. If it comes to my life, I would give my life for them, for them to come back safe.
Once you see the developing world and you see the need, it just grips your heart.
I believe it goes both ways. Probably Haitian people benefit more, but the congregation here see how much you're blessed.
Everybody that goes comes back different. Nobody comes back the same. Everybody makes life changes.
I think I've been very blessed, and I think it was time for me to give back a little something and maybe bless somebody.
I think I have gains from going to Haiti. My spirit and believing in God has increased. The greed and everything all about me has decreased.
If the Haitian people didn't give up, January 11th, they didn't give up, they will never give up again. They will never give up, and I won't give up, and I will do whatever I can to go back and help as much as I can. I cannot give them financial help. I cannot give them, any other kind of help. But I can give them my strength and, my time. And I will do that until I die. I'll do that.
I don't think words can say it. It's just really, really touching.
We're not just making them look better, we're making them more functional.